Hey there, travelers. I'm Judd Kobler, Game Director for Last Epoch, and today I'm thrilled to bring you the highlights of our long-awaited multiplayer update, Patch 0.9 Convergence. Mark your calendars, bring a friend, and get ready to experience Atera in a whole new light. Convergence drops on March 9th. For the first time in Last Epoch, you'll be able to adventure through time with up to 4 players in your party. Adding friends and grouping up is easy, and you can start playing together right from the start of the campaign. We've upgraded all in-game content, including the arena, dungeons, and the Monolith of Fate to ensure that group play feels great. For example, in the Monolith, we've introduced a new echo completion system that ensures fair rewards for the full party. And in the arena, we've introduced a group ready check to allow parties to strategically proceed to the next arena wave set when the whole party is ready. In multiplayer, the loot you find drops per player, so you're not having to compete for the same items on the ground. Additionally, if you find an item that would help your allies, you'll be able to gift items to your party members who are fighting alongside you. We will be expanding trade beyond what is in patch 0.9 with our new item faction system announced recently. There is a link in the description with all the details. With multiplayer dropping on March 9th, we are looking forward to seeing what powerful team compositions you put together with your party. We hope you enjoy slaying the enemies of Atera with your allies. While you're crushing enemies alongside other travelers, you will notice a whole host of upgrades we've made to increase the impact and polish the feel of combat. I gotta say, the game looks
great.
We've added new when-hit visuals to enemies. Visual impacts now have directionality, carrying the way through from your swing or spell cast. Death effects have been updated to correspond with the elements that are used on the killing blow. Elements applied to enemies display nicer on enemy models, and many enemies have had death and stun animations significantly improved. All of these updates combined make slaying enemies in Atera feel much more satisfying. If you are returning to Atera from our last update, prepare to see the world come to life like never before. Our art team has been hard at work, and there is an overwhelming amount of new visual upgrades coming in Convergence.
Visually, it looks sick.
For example, the dialogue system has been updated across the game to include better UX and beautiful new NPC portraits, allowing you to get to know the iconic cast of characters a little better. Many environments across Atera have received new tech that makes their visuals come to life, and this new tech will continue to be extrapolated in future patches. In addition to the many new environment visual updates, we're introducing 15 updated or newly added enemies, tons of skill VFX improvements, and 14 entire new gear set visuals across all classes. There are also new player summon models and animations, in addition to completely updated animation kits for both the Primalist and Acolyte.
That looks super grim.
All of this together results in a Last Epoch gameplay feel that you've never seen before, and one that we're all very excited for our players to experience. Convergence will also be bringing a number of new, powerful, build-shaping uniques for you to hunt down, including the Harbinger of Stars. This new unique belt enables any class to have the chance to cast Meteor when landing a critical strike. We've already seen some very interesting builds created with this belt in early testing, like Meteor Werebear. The new Hand of Judgment gloves can bring Holy Justice into the palm of your hand, giving your unarmed paladin divine strength, allowing you to slam your fist into the ground to cast Judgment, which will scale area and damage by stacking attunement. Finally, Jelkor's Blast Knife captures the power of the rogue's detonating arrow ability and infuses it into a melee strike, transforming your marksman into a bomb-slinging assassin. These are just a few examples of some of the new uniques you'll be able to wield on March 9th, should you be lucky enough to find them. Check out the full list in our patch notes.
But good. I've actually seen that before.
Ailments have undergone significant changes that will make them more easily understood and bring their effectiveness against bosses and packs of low-health enemies more in line, namely by reducing the duration that the full effect would take place over, and will now display the full amount of stacks applied to enemies. The balance of all ailments have been updated in a number of ways, which are also detailed in the patch notes. Since our last release, Depths of Atera, we've put a significant amount of work into improving performance across the game. Baseline frame rates in zones and performance when using abilities have been greatly improved, especially amongst abilities that were noted as poor performing in earlier patches. While this update does bring significant improvements to performance, we'll continue to make improvements to performance in future patches as well.
GG game, man. Not yet.
We'll also be shipping an early version of the MTX system with this update. While you won't be able to buy anything new or access the shop just yet, you'll finally be able to equip cosmetics that you own through previous supporter pack purchases.
When was the last time that I played,
I'll also take this opportunity to reinforce our commitment that Last Epoch will never sell items that grant player power. We've taken a hard stance against this and will continue to champion that stance into the future. With that said, if you have fun ideas for how certain skills, pets, or armor could be reskinned, we'd love to hear them. As we conclude, I would like to address and provide some context to the recent gap in our releases. Developing server authoritative multiplayer with a smaller but growing team has come with plenty of challenges, including the need to rewrite systems so that they're ready for scale. And admittedly, that took much longer than anticipated.
Is there a filter?
This much more complex way to enable multiplayer with server
so,
authority will allow Last Epoch the future options and benefits that we feel is important, including competitive features that are hard to cheat, better protected accounts and characters, and the ability for us to ensure that gameplay is smooth by providing top-tier servers and players not having to rely on peer-to-peer connection, which may be slow or intermittent.
I guess
with
it's
this
like
enormous development
filter
milestone behind us and having an expanding team, we will be releasing content more frequently and for years into the future, including additions to itemization, in-game, further story content, classes, our much anticipated item faction system, and much more. I want to sincerely thank you all for your continued support. It's an absolute dream for the 11th Hour Games team to reach this milestone after coming from an after-hours passion project 5 short years ago. We hope you enjoy playing Last Epoch with your friends as much as we have, and we'll see you in Atera.
Damn, game looks really nice now compared to before, I gotta say. I mean, that's what I said, that it's going to look... It's going to be an improvement, but yeah, nobody believed me. Be able to change your appearance. What are these? No idea what that is. All right, what about my skills? Wandering spirits. Reveal wandering spirits around you for 6 seconds. Spirits wander at random, dealing necrotic damage over time to enemies they pass through. I think I remember that. I remember this being really bad. Wait, Acolyte has a bone golem too? Oh no, wait, wait. Hold on. I'm confused. Acolyte is the thing that I'm playing. So do I get a bone golem with Acolyte? With Lich? So you get all of these skills, and if I choose an ascendancy, I say Necromancer, then I get these 5. And then I can fuck around with them. That's what it is. That's sick. Because that's what I want. Because yeah, last time that I played, it was just like 50 skills and all of them with their own skill trees, and it was just it was like all everything. Because again, mage and lich and warlock and all of those things were like one class. Oh, this is different. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, so first of all, this was the other way around. It wasn't, what is this? Horizontal, it was vertical. And then there was like 300 times more stuff here than this. I like this. Yeah, all of this was very impactful. So the guy that I played had a lot of mage guys. A lot of mage skeletons, and I was scaling a ton of like ward. That was my thing. I remember that. And then the other guy was just like summon totems, go boom boom. All right, cool. Let's play. That's actually super cool. This might sound like a negative to some, but to me, it was one of the biggest positives that in this game, when I was playing it, you could really tell that the developers took inspiration from other games and weren't afraid to like add it to the game to improve it, like abilities that are super iconic, I would say, from like Diablo and PoE and all of these sort of things. And I thought that that was something super cool. Ooh. Oh my god, it picks up together. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I mean, am I busted or what? What? Was a game to last time you played it? It's very different. It's just improved heavily. They really still need to work on, because like everything looks and feels better. But I gotta say, and this is probably gonna be my only major criticism, that like It's probably because I played too much Lost Ark. It's not, it's lacking, and it's mostly because of the music. It's lacking, like, you know, shit's happening. It's very, Grim Dawn has the same exact issue. What the hell? Is this like some Giga Boss? It's lacking the oomph. Because they've done a very good job now with the sound and with the look and like the way everything is. But it needs, it, to me anyway, it needs some action music. I don't think everybody's gonna have the same thing, but you know, like now is better. This is much better to me than like the previous zones or the town or anything. But yeah, in terms of improvements, it's like a completely different game. Oh, hello. Oh my god. What am I fighting? He has so... What the fuck? Okay. Whoa! It continues to channel. It's good info, valuable info. I'm resummoning my guys. Oh god, I just misclicked my potions. I meant to click Q. I spammed all my potions. Ha 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 ha. Guys, kill him. I'm kind of dying. I have no healing. Wait, there's healing on him. He's dead. I'm too powerful.
He failed to handle the void's power. Pathetic.
Pathetic. Tell him, Queen. Lol. Little slots.
Please, the gods have long left this world.
What the fuck are these?
Their memory will give you comfort.
Okay, I have no idea what these are. Idol system. Idols will grant your character bonuses when equipped in the dedicated... Oh, it's charms. Unlocking idol container space. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's like charms and relics, and then you you put them into the thing, and then you unlock the inventory slots by doing side quests and shit. I see, I see. Because target with a powerful curse is a target with a powerful necrotic damage over time effect, which lasts 3 seconds. Spreads to... Oh no. Oh no. Locust swarm alert. Uh-oh. I'm in danger. Yeah, it's like contagion, but not. Okay, no, hold on. Before I read too much, how does it work? Oh no. Oh boy, yeah. Here we go. Okay, hold on. I will remove minions. This is my build now. This is it. Oh no. Oh no. This is dangerous. This is no good. Oh no. Only natural that I'm gonna do over leveling, yeah. I'm always like this. I just fucking experiment too much and try and learn too much, but hey, I mean, at the end of the day, we came up with our own build. And yeah. To be fair, it's kind of, I don't know. I'm sure that there are like super creative builds, but everything just kind of makes sense in this. Like, it's like, oh, the fire thing goes with the fire thing. I'm sure that there are exceptions to it, but it's very guided. It's a very guided experience right now. But I think there's no reason to keep thinking about this. I'll just fuck around with this and that's that, right?
and focus on the
Because these guys have like fire. There's like a fire version of these dudes, right? People keep saying like fire rates. Oh, there's passive bonuses. Your minions deal 50% increased damage? What the hell? I see. Oh, I guess we're doing Necromancer and not Lich. And you instantly get it too. I can get rid of this fucking ass garbage, this guy. Fuck you, garbage. Get out of here. Now summon Reaper is my best friend. Anyway, I'm gonna be resetting tomorrow online. I just wanted to check this out so it doesn't actually matter. Last Epoch, Pogger's game. I'm a somewhat of a returning player, but it's just been so long. It's been 4 years, and I gotta say, they've made some really major improvements, because the original thing that was super interesting, despite the terrible graphics, feeling, and literally everything being awful about the game, it really showed a lot of promise. I think the crafting system showed a lot of promise when I initially played it. Much of this is inspired by PoE, by Diablo. You can tell that it's being played by people who really enjoyed the game in the past, and who maybe still enjoy them to this day. They're not afraid to borrow from other games. They're not afraid to explore new concepts and maybe like take old ones and really enhance them in a lot of ways. Much of what's happening here is really what I would like to see in PoE, but GGG does tend to be a little bit stuck in their ways and not willing to admit that other games also have things to offer that could benefit Path of Exile in the long term. That's not this game, man. It really does have a very good feeling about it now, and there's something nostalgic about it, even though, you know, it's a completely fresh product. And yeah, really, they've been doing a ton, and I think they've been putting in a lot of work. You know, it's still a beta, so of course much of it is unfinished, to say the least, and I know that a lot of people encountered issues with the multiplayer and whatnot. I myself wasn't able to play, but we'll see. Maybe it's gonna work tomorrow. It's still something that's going through Steam, so hopefully it will work. At the very least, I managed to play many hours, find a build that I want to play. It's not the one that you're seeing on screen, but I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. And yeah, we'll get to play a little bit with Nico tomorrow. I think I'm probably going to be playing this for a while, to be honest, because it's just one of those games that I thought to like go back to and check out, but I've always heard about them updating like more and more and more and more. And I kept thinking, and I kept pushing it back to a time where eventually it'll feel like it's ready to be played. And I think that time already arrived a long time ago, and realistically I was just scared of getting addicted. And yeah, here we are. I think it's time to get a little bit addicted for a little bit, you know, mix it in with that little bit of PoE. But with the PoE events being incredibly disappointing for at least 1 week, yeah, I don't see a reason why I wouldn't want to experiment with a game that really is already incredibly vast when it comes to the abilities, the skill trees, the customization, the different classes, the crafting systems, the potential end game. Like, there's a lot to figure out, right? There's a lot to figure out. And I really do think that if they can nail the actual like gameplay aspect and the feeling of the game and everything, which has been improving a ton, yeah, it can be a big one, because it's a really good game that kind of has the best of the two worlds of the familiarity of Diablo that something like Diablo 3 was able to offer, and probably what Diablo 4 is going to be able to offer in the future, but then also the complexity that PoE has. But it doesn't seem too complex, and it doesn't seem too simple, which I think both of those games have that issue. One's too simple, the other one's too complex. This seems like a pretty good middle ground. And really, if you're like an ARPG player, one of the best things about it is that, yeah, maybe if you come from another game, some aspects might be confusing, but if you come from an ARPG background, you can really figure out how things work and how things should work, and what makes sense and what doesn't. And even if you can't, you know, there's a lot of available information in the game that's just there in case you want to look for it. So that's super useful too when it comes to learning. And as far as builds go too, which is a positive surprise, because last time that I played, I think there were 3 classes compared to like 20 or something now. And they were like all squished together. So, and instead of being the acolyte that has like 2 specializations and eventually the warlock and having like this amount of skills and potentially these amounts of skills, and then you kind of like do this was like necromancer, lich, acolyte, and like all of the mage things and all that, which is like another thing that branches out into 3 other classes and everything. So it's just giant. And then the skill trees were very unpolished. They were all over the place, but it seems like they've really, like, for instance, this node would have had like not these many passes, but like 3 or 4 or 5 times as many. And it seems like they were just trying to find ways that people would gravitate towards certain playstyles with certain abilities, and they really like squashed them together and emphasized on those really positive experiences that people had, and they just kind of like came up with this. It's super cool. I don't know, I think it works really freaking well, because it just, one thing leads to another. So you still have a large amount of figuring shit out that you have to go through, that I had to do myself to really get to a point, and I had a lot of, you know, help from chat, really, without having to look at a build guide or something like that. But it really does fall into place, you know? You look at certain trees and it's like, oh yeah, this is the, you know, I can do poison here, I can do whatever, necrotic damage, and I can do chill. And then you get another skill and you're like, oh, okay, I can do chill and poison here, for instance. And then you get another skill. It's like, oh, zombie. Okay, this zombie, I can do fire, I can do poison, I can do chill, I can just do pure physical scaling, I can make them immobile, I can make them spawn parasites that then explode with another ability that I get later on. It's a lot. But if you pay attention, it really comes together nicely in terms of synergies. So we'll see. I'll continue to experiment, and yeah, we'll do a fresh start tomorrow with Nico on the multiplayer, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to finally explore the multiplayer point of view, because another game that comes to mind is Grim Dawn, that's very similar to this one. Where, yeah, Grim Dawn falls short in a lot of these aspects. It's got the complexity, it's got the interesting systems and everything, but the thing that really always held it back for me personally was the feeling and like the sound and the music and everything of the game. And with Last Epoch, it's improving a ton. So I was a little worried that it's kind of going to end up feeling not that great. But it's definitely surpassed Grim Dawn already, and those scares quickly evaporated for me, because it sounds and looks great compared to before, and it's only going to continue to improve past the beta. So I don't know, I think this game's gonna have a big feature. I have always thought that. Yeah, really well done.